Hi everyone, I'm Karen from Tea With Karin, and usually you're seeing my hands when I'm doing live reads or demos, but what I wanted to talk about today was my Alice in Wonderland tea leaf reading cards. There's quite a few strange quirky drawings and things throughout the deck, but I'll run through some of the unusual symbols that I have in here and the reasons behind them. Now, the first question everyone will ask is, Karen, you've got two men and you've also got two ladies. The reason is we are here in the 2000s now, almost 2020, and I had these created in mind. First thing is we have a traditional heterosexual relationship, man and woman, but we also are catering for our modern forms of it where it should be equal and it should be open. So I have two ladies for the same sex relationship, and I also have, the two men. And when picking out, like myself, I only have one man in, one woman in a standard heterosexual relationship. But if you're reading for a same-sex relationship, pull one of the man or woman out and pair it up with the other. Now, you'll notice the same-sex ones, you must have people facing. It's very important with the directions. So when I tend to go these favourites, I don't know why. Angry Queen, who looks very bossy, which a lot of us women are. And I always choose the two that face each other. So rather than have, like, say, the green lady and the blue man, see how I always choose that they face. And it's the same too, if you choose the other, you have that card and that card. Just always make sure they face each other. It's very important when you're doing really big readings. So let's run through some of these cards. And I know I'll go through some of the tricky ones where a lot of people get stuck on. Ring. Everybody straight away would say marriage, commitments, values. Yes, they're all in it. But again, one of the reasons where I've drawn the hand, the cushion and the ring on it would tell me you holding on to something extremely precious and value to you. So it's not just marriage, marriage, marriage. What is the most precious that you hold in your hands? We also, this card here, a lot throws so many people. We have, sorry, I grabbed my knit needle. We have a dark side and we have a light side. And the shadows means what is it that we don't need to dig up. It's often what's going down the hole, literally the rabbit hole here with the caterpillar growing out of it. And that is shadow side would be if you've got something that's, say there, camel heading into the shadow of the grave, would tell me, yes, bumpy ride, the journey you are looking at, that can be difficult. So we're looking at different sides. Then we've got here the star or the light on here. So anything on this side of it is more positive, where you're coming out of out of troubles, where there you're heading into it, but there you're coming out of it. Do you get my drift? So, what's another one? Teapot, house. I've done it just as a quirky teapot. Again, back door, what's coming in the front of it. Cherries is actually a fun card. And again, the two fat bellies of Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Yeah, is it overindulgence? Have you taken on too much? Bit off more than you can chew? The mermaid, she's beautiful and sweet and demure, but don't let the outer exteriors fool you. And again, heart here, and I've got Alice here, and she's got the half heart here and the full heart here. So it's literally, what are you revealing that is emotional for you? The bat, who is a cat. I love them, as most of you know. I'm a bit of a crazy cat lady, and yes, I do have Linus, who's a husband, but the cats are my babies. And so a bat, smart, intelligence, and I just wanted the quirky of a cat combined with the bat. The scales, what weighs more, what weighs less. Here, what timing, tipping the iceberg. An hourglass often comes up as procrastination, so that's where you go, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Make a decision. The castle. Now, castle is predominantly, first and foremost, it's a success card, and it is what I use as a work card. So, which way is it facing, I am often asked. The squiggle I've got here, I should have probably made a bigger squiggle, but that's the forward direction for it. Where am I? Suit on our lion. Lion, strength, courage, stamina, pride. And let's literally think of a man in power. The other card, fish on the table. Fish is a good luck and abundance card. It's on the table because in the old days, fish on the table would have meant food, which means everybody gets to eat today. So it is about abundance. Beautiful good luck sign. Humpty Dumpty and the tunnel. So he is just peeking there. Similar, like I said, to grave. We've got a shadow side and we have a light side. So I'll just turn that there. So shadow and light. Shadows, what is it that you need to come out of hiding for to look at the long-term path? The star or the light is keep focusing on that light, what is positive in front of it. And the reason I've done it with the path of gold tells me come out of the shadows into the light. You will always pave the way with gold. So there's lots, like I said, mushroom. Yes, mushroom a lot of the time is fairly negative. It's got the poison there. But sometimes, depending on your other cards, can be really, what is it that you're thinking small about? What is it that you need to start thinking big? Alice is the child. I know our angel is the rabbit, but it's a powerful angel. Our caterpillar is our question mark. Now, one of the other ones too, cross on the crown. This is a really important card. And the reason it is on the crown, because cross I often see as your fate, your destiny. Think of your higher self, a bit like saying take the high road. Cross is often too, not just religion, but it's cultural or belief systems. So here is your headspace and your belief systems. The anchor, carrying it in. What is it that a lot of people carry around with them? That's dead weight. The monkey, and I know it creeps out some people. Andrew, I'm talking to you. But I put in with some fun ears. Monkey is, yes, be smart, the trickster, the thievery, and so on. But it's also, where's the joy, where's the fun? And this is why I do it as the toy monkey with his cymbal clapping, because it is a lot about joy. I'm just thinking here, where's the other tricky ones? Tent, warm blanket. Literally think of a tent as a warm blanket around something, but it can't stay a warm blanket forever. Short term. Treasure chest, again, money, prosperity, jewels, precious items. So not just the dollar signs. The very first card, which I will bring up, and it's really interesting, is it was the first card that I drew, and it was the card, it's actually one of the most powerful, and I'll tell you why this was the first card I drew, is the tornado. And it's really interesting because when I look at that tornado, that was the first card I drew out of all the symbols it had was the tornado. And I look at it, and the symbology for me behind it was two things. The headspace at the time when I first drew this card was frustration. It was driving me insane. I'd put it down, I'd come back to it and still drive me insane. And you know what was driving me insane? Was actually the border. And I had all sorts of other borders on this deck. I've been sitting on this deck, it must be about 5 years now. Andrea can comment on that. And it was because I wasn't happy with the border. And some of my earlier images of the border, I had all sorts of teapots and trees and cards and cups and games and stuff all around it, but it was too busy. When I finally removed the entire border, the whole deck came together in about 3 weeks. And this is all hand-drawn. I was even hand drawing these when I was in New York in April, and I only launched them about a week or so when I got back from April. So the tornado was my headspace. The tornado comes up a lot in readings where something that blows in quickly leaves quickly. It comes in where a person may need to declutter their life, which is clear the slate, get rid of all the debris. Sometimes that debris is emotion, sometimes it's people. But it's okay to clear the path, because then you see where you are going in the long future. So there's a few things about Tea with Alice on my Alice in Wonderland deck, and I hope you enjoy them. Those who have them, they are listed in my Etsy store. They do come in mini versions as well as this bridge size version. So thanks for listening to me today, and I really am glad to have you all here, both in the group and on the page, and it's just so nice to see such a lovely close-knit community of all tea lovers. So thanks for joining me, and bye for now.